So as we are forming a top in the markets, inflation has now accelerated to 2.7%. Let's take a listen.
We do have that breaking news right now. Let's get straight to Rick Santelli for more on that. Rick, take it away.
Yes, this is our June read on CPI, the consumer price inflationary guide, and it is a little warmer than expected on year over year, but headline looks good, up 0.3 as expected. That does follow up 0.1. Up 0.3 will be the second warmest of the year. January was the warmest at up 0.5%. This is as expected, but 0.2 hotter than the rearview mirror. If we strip out food and energy, comes in 1/10 cooler than expectations, up 0.2. We were expecting up 3, and the rearview mirror was up 1/10. Up 0.2 equals where we were in April. To find a higher number, you're going once again back to January, the high watermark for the year, up 0.4. Now let's go year over year. Year over year headline, this includes food and energy, is up 2.7. That's 1/10 hotter than we were expecting. It's 0.3 hotter than our last look at 2.4. And how does it comp? 2.7 will be the highest read since February. February was 2.8. January is 3.0. So even though it's less than it was at the beginning of the year, it did warm up just a bit. And finally, if we go year over year ex food and energy, arguably, in my opinion, one of the most important numbers, it comes in at 2.9, exactly as expected. But it is 1/10 hotter than the rearview mirror, which was 2.8. 2.9, well, it would be the warmest read since February once again. You had January and February 3.3 and 3.1 respectively. So even though we have made progress from the beginning of the year when numbers were higher, we do see a little bump on the year over year. Maybe the best news is the monthly core number up 0.2. It certainly seems as though the market was expecting this or worse because interest rates initially moved lower. We're basically unchanged pre-number. 10-year note now hovering at 440 actually is less. We were around 441, 442 before the number. If you look at what's going on with the yield curve, we see that the short rates are virtually unchanged. Long rates are moving down a little more aggressively, and that would make sense if the inflation data is less than the worst case scenario, the long end reflecting that. And, of course, we want to pay very close attention to the yield curve at this point because it really has been about whether it's steepening or flattening. A lot has to do with the short maturities and how they relate to the Fed. Obviously, we're not going to get a July rate cut, at least deemed by market activity and most economists and analysts. So we want to watch the complexion of the curve. I would say that use 50 basis points as your guide on the difference between 10s and 2s. Becky, back to you.
Now, going into the rest of the video, I'm going to give you guys some important levels to watch on ticker symbol PLTR, Palantir, Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA, and AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Let's begin with Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA. So in my most recent video covering Nvidia stock, I said if the stock could get above 160, then you guys should look for a run to 169. Let's take a listen. Above current support, you have resistance at 160. And at 169. If Nvidia can get above 160, I want you guys to look for a run to 169. From current price, we're looking at an increase of over 6%. So once again, you guys can see that my analysis was 100% accurate. Now, current support for Nvidia is going to be at 169. If the stock falls below this level, then look for a pullback to 160. And if that level gets broken, then look for a further pullback to 153. From current price, that would be a decline of over 10%. Now, if Nvidia can hold support at 169, then I want you guys to look for a run to 177. And if the stock can break above 177, then look for a run to 186. From current price, we're looking at an increase of over 9%. Next, we have Advanced Micro Devices, ticker symbol AMD. So back when AMD was trading below 124, I gave you guys two price targets. My first price target was at 153 and my second price target was at $200 per share. As you guys can see, my first target has now been hit. With that said, current support for AMD is going to be at 153. And if the stock break below this level, then look for a pullback to 144. Now, if 144 gets broken, then look for a further pullback to 131. From current price, we're looking at a decline of over 15%. Above current support, you have resistance at 160. If AMD can break above 160, then I want you guys to look for a run to 173. From current price, we're looking at an increase of over 11%. Next, we have Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. Current support for Palantir is going to be at 147. If the stock falls below that level, then look for a pullback to 144. And if that level gets broken, then look for a further pullback to 135. From current price, we're looking at a decline of over 9%. Above current support, you have resistance at 154 and at 158. If Palantir can get above 154, then look for a run to 158. From current price, we're looking at an increase of over 6%. Alright guys, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you're currently watching and you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.